If I had to pick one team for ideal fit and one team for insane fit, it is the same team, and it is the Toronto Maple Leafs. It would never happen in a million years. Friday is the beginning of, or the end of trade season, and a lot of names have been discussed. We're going to run through some of them using the wheel and throw out if we have an ideal fit for them, or maybe if we have an insane fit for them.
Oh, we're doing goalies?
Oh,
no, we're not. We're doing Dylan Cozens.
We have
that.
Dylan Cozens, 24 years old. He's got 5 years left at $7.1 million against the cap after this. I've got an ideal fit for him.
Okay.
How about the Calgary Flames?
Okay.
You like Dylan Cozens on the Calgary Flames? You get a guy, and he can't go anywhere.
That's true. The Calgary Flames should want guys that can't go anywhere.
That
Just
is
keep them a prisoner.
That is my yes, exactly, Pete. You keep them prisoner. Dylan Cozens, and that's also kind of insane for me. Just Dylan Cozens getting moved is insane enough.
You think so? Even at this point?
No. And then I've got another team that involves like get him so you can keep him, but I'm not going to say the Jets because that's rewarding Dylan Cozens for what?
I'm not against rewarding Dylan Cozens.
I was gonna say the Jets too, but I think the thing you're leaving out is that he's from the middle of fucking nowhere, Canada, as it is, even worse than Winnipeg or Calgary.
So that's what I'm saying, and I'm not saying I don't want Dylan Cozens to be happy, but I think that
I'm saying he might be. He might enjoy going to nowhere.
Right.
Canada.
So I'm saying that Dylan Cozens right now is. Would you call him reclamation project-y, or is he too good for that?
No, I think he's too good for that. I think it's just a down year. I think a better situation, you might see a pop from Dylan Cozens immediately.
This is 2 straight down years then.
Yeah, but he also plays for the Buffalo Sabres.
Not stopping Tage from putting up 30.
I think that Dylan Cozens is going to be fine.
I think he's probably going to be fine too because he's also a Buffalo Sabre. Go somewhere else. You're going to win a Stanley Cup.
He's a Buffalo Sabre who's going to not be a Buffalo Sabre, which means he's going to be a Conn Smythe winner.
Yes.
I would say Kings or Jets would be like my ideal fit for Dylan Cozens. I get why Calgary would want to do it, and I think that would be a good fit and a nice piece for them. I'm just not going to say it's an ideal fit because I don't buy Calgary as like a team being worth caring about in the immediacy.
Brock Nelson. Where is Brock Nelson going? I say ideal fit, Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense for some of the same reasons as Dylan Cozens being an ideal fit. And I threw out Brock Nelson and Ryan O'Reilly as 2 guys that I would like to see in Winnipeg. I think, though, ideal, like Minnesota Wild. I know that the money is going to be impossible to work, basically, unless you're doing dollar in, dollar out. Brock Nelson from Minnesota, and they need a player like him. Brock Besser.
From one Brock to the other Brock. Ideal for me, New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, I think that's a really good one. I also would say another Brock to Minnesota. What's with Minnesota just exporting hockey players named Brock?
Are the Minnesota Wild on Brock watch?
Oh, they could quarter the market on Brocks. Brock Faber, Brock Besser, Brock Nelson.
I was going to say, they already got the good Brock. Now get the other ones. The other 2 are good too. But Brock Faber absolutely rocks. We call him the Brock Star. Pete
Brock and roll.
Yeah, Brock and roll, brother. Oh, Scott Laughton. Everybody supposedly is in on Scott Laughton. Darren Drager says that 8 teams are swirling around. I hate to keep bringing up the same teams, but Jets, yes. Devils, yes.
Yeah, for me, it's the Maple Leafs. I think the Scott Laughton on the Maple Leafs would make a lot of sense, be a very ideal fit, but I hope it doesn't happen because I am famously a Maple Leafs hater.
I forgot to note, my insane fit for all of these players is Maple Leafs.
Okay. Brandon Carlo.
All right.
I think I can guess what your ideal fit is.
What's my ideal fit?
The Edmonton Oilers.
I would love him on the Edmonton Oilers, but if I have to pick one team for ideal fit and one team for insane fit, it is the same team, and it is the Toronto Maple Leafs. It would never happen in a million years, but Brandon Carlo would be perfect for a team who right now has Oliver Ekman-Larsson as their top right D.
Yeah.
Not good, not great.
Brother, I also have the Toronto Maple Leafs as my most insane fit there.
Yes.
Because the Bruins, there's one way to make me hate you more this season. It's by trading Brandon Carlo to the Toronto Maple Leafs and making them a much better team. My ideal fit, I have a lot of them, honestly. Like, I have the Stars, Avalanche, Oilers. Big three in the Western Conference, one of the three of the big three. They could all use an upgrade at right D. Think Brandon Carlo would be great for them. On the Eastern Conference, I have one team, and I think that it would make a lot of sense.
Ooh, let me think. Oh, is it the Red Wings?
No, but that would also make a lot of sense.
Give it to me.
The Washington Capitals.
Oh.
Brandon Carlo on the Washington Capitals, I think, would be an awesome fit.
All right. I mean, the Red Wings are trying to dump Justin Hall any way they can. So imagine swapping in Brandon Carlo. Red Wings and Blue Jackets, two teams I want to see make moves, but I'm being realistic here. Mm-hmm. Oh, love it. It is insert Schenn here. So we could do Luke Schenn or we could do Brayden Schenn. For Brayden Schenn, I say ideal fit, Knights or Kings or Jets. A lot of places. And not quite insane, but imagine giving Brayden Schenn to the Blue Jackets. Wouldn't that be such a good attaboy? And it adds a veteran who's going to be there for a while. We've just been so insane with all this deadline stuff. I'll be completely honest. I do not know how long Cole Sillinger is out for, but I do feel they just need center protection, given that Monahan is coming back, but you never know his situation. And as I mentioned, they have Sillinger out right now. So
several weeks is what Don Woodall said.
I hate that.
Yeah, it didn't sound like it was good right after it happened.
Oh, yeah, right after there was doom and gloom.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of that around the Blue Jackets because the vibes are so high. So yeah, it was not great. I do agree with you, Brayden Schenn.
He was not being facetious, by the way.
Oh that was not.
No, like they are getting through all of this like as admirably as you could ever expect. Like we said it the other day, like they love each other. So yeah, like
that was an oversight
hanging their heads after a game. What's that?
That was an oversight on my part.
Yeah. But I knew what you were saying. But we make jokes with a straight face sometimes. So it was like he wasn't joking. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Brayden Schenn, Luke Schenn, respectfully, like another part of the right defenseman core that is not just okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, stop. I don't want to talk about Ryan Donato. Come on, stop that. Oh, it is Ryan Donato.
Wow.
Just barely.
By the thinnest of margins.
I have an insane one for Ryan Donato.
Okay.
Bring him home. Boston Bruins.
I don't
trade for him and sign him.
I don't know if that would be insane. Like, the Bruins need pretty good players. Ryan Donato's a pretty good player.
So if they're making this about next year, I would assume they would move somebody out, maybe. But if they think that Ryan Donato is a long-term solution, bring him in, sign him. They have draft picks for the first time, like, ever. I don't know. What if you turn Trent Frederick into Ryan Donato? You hate that?
I mean, no, but...
You know what that is? That's body in, body out.
That's true. Forget dollar in, dollar out. We want body for body.
Yes,
we're going body for body.
Sean, during the deadline stream, when you get any trades, if it's like a 3-for-3 thing or a 1-for-1, just please note that the move is body in, body out.
Okay.
I have
swap body for body.
I have Ryan Donato to the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit Red Wings. We said it yesterday. You can visualize it. I feel
Very
like you can
easy to
visualize Ryan Donato in the Red Wings uniform. My insane fit, or my insane destination, is the Chicago Blackhawks. Because
keep him?
If they keep him, it's just like you got to sell high on Ryan Donato. And I think that this year you should do it.
I agree with that. They need a player, though. They need, don't get picks. You have so many.
Casey Mittelstadt.
I don't know if I came up with any other move I like than a Bruins thing, where Colorado gets a bunch of pieces and they move off a guy who they got last year in a hockey trade who has been kind of disappointing for them. I think that would be wonderful. I guess I could also throw him in Calgary.
Yeah, I think That makes sense. I think both those make sense. I would throw Detroit in that mix as well. Insane fit, Vancouver. Just another guy who will probably get like complaints against being kind of soft and being pretty inconsistent and disappearing at times. That would be an insane fit. Yeah. And
I think
Buffalo. Send him back to Buffalo.
Oh, God. Swap back. I think that both teams would be like, why'd you give me this asshole? Just take him back.
You think that team, both those teams would do a redo? I don't think the Sabres would do. I don't think Sabres would want Casey Mittelstadt back.
They should.
Just because
trading for Sabres players usually gets you a cup.
Yeah, and also if you end up losing, if like you have to trade Bo Byram because he doesn't want to stay there, then like
I guess
you ultimately just lost everybody.
I definitely think that the Avalanche would be like, give us a year of Bo Byram, even if it means we have to.
That I agree with.
All of that is to say that I think Casey Mittelstadt is ideal for a team who would like to win more games this year, but really is thinking long term, because it's very possible the team that acquires him does not get much production from him because he is having a down year.
Mikko Rantanen.
I mean, Frank brought up yesterday with us. He said the Kings, he said Vegas, and he said, how about Utah Hockey Club? Who do I have written down? Oh, so I've got ideal Kings, insane Utah Hockey Club. That is our hope, I think, across the board. Also, insane Toronto Maple Leafs. I have no idea how it could happen, but just meaning like, what would they give up? But he's retained, so it's not like he's got a huge number.
That would be insane and would not make any sense in my mind.
Like third line, like who's playing on their third line after that?
Ideal, I would say LA or Carolina. I want him to stay in Carolina. I want it to work. I want to see like what they get out of him in the playoffs. And then insane, send him back to Colorado.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and they somehow keep Natchez. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would be a coup. Brad Marchand.
Oh, I mean, ideal. I'm trying to not say Oilers because I think that they'll be able to get by without needing to add a top six guy. At some point, Victor Arvidsson is going to do something. I think all the players that are being shat on right now there are going to be, when it's the playoffs, you need to have like real guys, and those are real guys at least. So I think they'll be fine.
I would not count on Victor Arvidsson.
Well, he just might get hurt again.
Yeah.
Do you have an ideal fit?
Yeah, I would say the Avalanche or the New Jersey Devils.
Oh, Devils would be ideal. I don't really see it. It's weird. I've thought about Brad Marchand being traded so much, but I really don't know. Like Avalanche, I feel is the kind of logical one, but insane.
I mean, insane
Maple Leafs
and Florida.
Oh, yes. Perfect Florida Panther. Yeah. We talked about that earlier in the season. You brought that up. Yeah. Ideal Florida, but that's also insane and will not happen.
We have Rasmus Ristolainen, we have a goalie, and we have an Elias Pettersson remaining on the board. We'll do the goalie here.
Yep, we've got insert goalie. That can be no longer Vitek Vanacek, but it can be Jordan Binnington. It could be John Gibson. It could be
Karel Vejmelka.
Yeah. I mean, if the Oilers do something for a goalie, I want it to be Vejmelka. Because I think the number is low enough, and I don't think the acquisition cost would be crazy. Any goal? I mean, you've been putting John Gibson on a few teams.
Yeah, I mean, John Gibson to Carolina. Like, I do want to see Carolina reinforce the goalie position. The obvious one has kind of been ruined by the front of the show. Like, Florida Panthers needed a goaltender. They went out and got one, Vitek Vanacek. That would have been my pick for ideal fit.
Jordan Binnington, ideal fit for me. I want him to be a Blues lifer.
Okay.
I want that to always be the thing.
Yeah, I don't want his stink to be attached to another team.
Yes, let's localize it, isolate it.
Yeah, that's right.
We have Risto and Pettersson Probably
1 for 1, baby. Body in, body out. Imagine.
And Elias Pettersson. I don't know if the hockey gods are trying to tell us something with saying Risto is not getting moved, but Elias Pettersson, an ideal fit for Pettersson. I wrote some down. I have an insane one.
Go on.
Winnipeg Jets.
That would be insane for sure.
Because that might be a bad contract.
It might be a bad contract.
Because it probably is a bad contract.
It's a bad contract right now.
Yes.
So it might be a bad
contract. It could age
in
well,
the future.
You never know. But that gives them, we've talked about how they just need more forwards. They just need guys behind that insane triumvirate that they got. So Pettersson at a low acquisition cost, it's insane, but it just might work.
Detroit Red Wings for ideal, insane, Buffalo, because we've had this discussion so many times. Pettersson in Buffalo would just be like open pores, just seeping up the depression and seeping up just the toxicity of Buffalo Sabres hockey, and he would be the most invisible player in the league.
Amazing.
Few things I want less in this world.
I would be so stunned.
I know.
Derogatory.
Legit depressed.
I'd be like, how have they gotten stupider? How has there been a new stupidness?
How is there room to get dumber? Like, how can you go lower?
Yes, exactly. Don't do that, Sabres.
For a player that I was so high on like 2 or 3 years ago in Elias Pettersson, it really feels like there's no situation this year where it plays out and I don't feel horrible for somebody involved. Because if he stays in Vancouver, I guess you can say like, well, Vancouver handed out that contract. You don't have to feel bad for them for being hit by it, but like it's clearly not really working in Vancouver and it's depressing as shit. And if they trade him because his no movement clause kicks in over the summer, they are trading him at the lowest possible value that they could possibly get for him.
Man. All right. I think that's all of them. Yeah. We did all of them.
Risto?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Risto. I mean, Oilers would be hilarious. Stars, I think, is the actual ideal fit.
I think the ideal and insane are both the same for me, and it's the Stars and Maple Leafs.
Yeah, Maple Leafs also on that list.
Like two teams that just could have absolute circus adventures on the right side.
We all silly like the mayor.